Hey guys, we are back with part 2 of the bounty series, and today we are going to dive into the theory around bounties a little bit deeper than in part 1. So without further ado, let's just kick it off. The most important concept almost is covering, in my opinion, especially when it comes to super knockouts. So basically, this should be obvious, but just to point it out, the bigger the bounty is, the more important it is for you to cover as many people as possible. And this is, again, quite obviously because a percentage of the prize pools is unavailable to you as long as you don't cover people. Especially in super knockouts, if you're the shortest stack at the table, you're only playing for 50% of the entire prize pool at the moment. So you're basically playing a $150 tournament that you just pay $300 to register for. So when you do get into that spot, like we all do, where you happen to be the shortest stack or almost the shortest stack at the table, you should definitely try a little bit harder than usual to get out of that zone. But having that said, the shorter you get and the bigger the bounty is, the harder it is for you to get out of that zone safely, because obviously the closer you are to busting out, the more people are going to be playing against you just to get that bounty from you. So it is definitely a bit of a balancing act, and this is one of the reasons why I think the KO format is so beautiful, and it really does pay off to pay a lot of attention, like I've said numerous times in this series already, because you really want to figure out how people react. But anyway, I think that especially in super KOs, the best thing you can sort of do early on, assuming that you don't get a nice card rush, you don't naturally increase your stack that way, is to just go after small pots a little bit more than usual early. Just try to get slightly ahead of people in chips. Like the Stars 320 on Saturdays, it's 3k starting stack, or at least was when I last played it, I think. Maybe it's 5k, whatever. Let's say it's 3k. So yeah, even if you can just chip up to like 3,200 during the 10-20 level, it's so much better than having that 3k, because now you'll probably cover like 8 players out of 9, or I mean, sorry, 7 players out of 8 at the table. And that means that you'll be playing for the entire other prize pool, or almost all of it, at that moment when some of the other players are not. And because you have that small advantage you had just by being a little bit more aggressive when the other players probably didn't care so much yet. Most of them probably had 30 tables running and they were just playing their ABC poker. Because of that, now you have that flexibility that you can do like one more bluff, and if you end up costing yourself 10 or 50 big blinds, it's alright, you will still be on par with everyone else. So in these early levels, I would like maybe fire a second barrel that I normally wouldn't fire. I mean, obviously I wouldn't do anything like really stupid. It's definitely going to be very marginal, especially at the higher stakes. But just like, I'm trying to think of a good example here. Like, just thinking about some spot where we have some kind of showdown value on the turn, and our normal line would be to maybe check back on the turn after c-betting and getting called and kind of just hoping to show down the hand, assuming to win it like 30% of the time or whatever. Maybe if you have some kind of equity to improve, maybe in those spots it might be a good idea to fire the second barrel that you normally wouldn't, if you think that there's some kind of chance he might actually fold to it. Just because doing those things, it allows you to get a little bit ahead of the competition before anyone even notices, because they are playing too many tables.